Now on the APEC VIP hotline, cutting-edge training for the serious athlete. With us, the head football coach of the Robert E. Lee Red Raiders, Coach Darrell Piske. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
I have to tell you, I read some quotes following the loss the other night in your district opener to Mesquite Horn that my eyebrows went up, but at the same time I really liked hearing what you had to say, and you talked about some problems with your football team. What are those problems right now?
Well, up to that point, and I wouldn't put anything in there I didn't address with the football team, in person, and of course, the structure of the article wasn't quite on cue with what was took place, but it worked out fine. But we just had some guys that we felt like needed to be in other positions and had them there, and I don't know if they putting their whole heart into it to help the football team or more concerned about maybe being where they wanted to be and stuff like that. And so that's just one thing we talked about with the kids is when you're losing or things are going bad, then you tend to get selfish and just worry about yourself and that kind of thing. And we got to just focus as whatever I got to do to help the football team win games is what we need to do. And so, the kids and, mainly the seniors, I'm pretty hard on the seniors because you're only as good as your senior leadership. And so I expect more out of them than I do those other guys. And they've done a great job this week of getting the team prepared and making sure that, if you keep letting these district games slip away, then your dream of the playoffs slips away. So, there's a lot of sense of urgency this week, and then I put a lot of pressure on the seniors to make sure we're prepared and ready and the attitude's right and go to work every day to get a victory on Friday.
I have to ask you because you're new here and we don't know your personality that much yet. Was this kind of a come-to-Jesus meeting over the weekend?
Well, we have those, we have those pretty regular. Really, I'm Bryan, I just try to be honest with the kids and be open with them in all areas. The article, I never call a kid out. I don't even call them out in practice.
Sure.
So the way the article ended up sounding, it sounded like I called Jordan out, and I made sure I found him on Monday morning to make sure he understood that I don't do that, and I don't even call him out in practice or in front of the team. If I've got an issue with a kid, I'll call him in and address it face-to-face, looking eye to eye across my desk. Otherwise, I make general statements of, we've got seniors being selfish. Well, then the seniors that are selfish know who I'm talking to. So, they know. I think people like honesty. That's the only way I know how to do things. If a guy doesn't like me, I just assume know that he doesn't like me, and then we can still work together. But so I think the kids respond to it, and that's all they want is you to tell them the truth, even though it's not sugar-coated all the time. And that's the same way most people like being treated.
Well, I respect it, and I thought it was, if it needs to be said, I say, say it. So good for you.
Yeah.
Now, how have your kids responded this week in terms of coming back from the loss? And I know you have decided to make some changes in your approach offensively. Looks like you've figured out now what you think your team can do and can't do. And so, talk a little bit about the direction you've gone now.
Well, we've been working on some things, and it would make us a really good ball club if we could accomplish them this year. Offensively, make us more dangerous, and that kind of spreading it out and doing that kind of thing. But knowing how good Mesquite Horn and how well coached they were and how good a football team they were, we knew we wanted to go ahead and continue that one more week to try and see if those little wrinkles that we wanted to do would be something that would help us be successful. But, now we're to the point where once that game was over, now you got to know that you got to zero in on exactly what you're good at and what you can do and just get, better and better at that every day. And the kids, especially the seniors, have picked it up this week in practice, with their intensity. We stay on them all the time about, you practice hard and know that you deserve to win on Friday because how hard you've worked Monday through Thursday. And it doesn't need to be just when the coach is getting on your tail making you go hard. It's got to come from within when you walk on the practice field, and the seniors have got to police that while we're up there coaching. If there's somebody in the back not paying attention, they need to get on their tail and get them locked in because they're just maybe one play from being on the football field and having to help them compete for a victory.
It sounds like, just again, based on things I've read, it looks like you guys are going to go to more of a smash mouth approach as far as your offense is concerned.
Well, coming in the spring, putting in all the stuff we had to put in and doing all that, and of course, in the spring you're going against each other and things like that, and then, you go into the next season and you're still trying to see, what you can do, and it takes a while to figure out, the team's real identity based on opponents. And once you get into district play, it's time to just, kick out all the extra stuff that you would like to be able to do and focus on what you can do. Around here they've been a running football team, eye football team for a long time, and these kids are comfortable with that. And until we have a whole year under our belt to incorporate our spread stuff and doing all that, we're going to still get in spread. It's just not going to be our main focus. We're going to line up running football. We've got to use play action. We've got to continue to get better at that. We've got to throw off the edges and, use play action to stretch them deep and stretch them vertical and keep the defense honest. So, the kids now, we all kind of know each other after 5 football games of battle, and, we just got to lock into what we can do and can't do and make sure we get better at the things that we do well and just get better and better and try to win the game Friday night.
And you've decided now that Raleigh Poster is going to be your full-time quarterback and Jordan Richardson is going to be your receiver. Talk a little bit about those moves.
Yeah, they, Jordan was tremendous in the spring, and of course he broke that leg, and we just, I guess he came back in the second game, maybe got 3 snaps, and the third game he got a little more, and so, just trying to continue to see if he could get back to where he was at the quarterback position, because, when you got a guy back there that can run and throw it, it makes you pretty dangerous, and, he just took a little longer to get over it and then get back in the rhythm. So really at this point in the season, we've got to put him at receiver where he can help the football team. Riley's done a great job operating the offense and executing what we've got to get executed. And so, of course, we lost Marquiston last week to the arm injury, so it's a good time to slide Jordan over to that receiver spot to help the depth there with Marquiston being out.
Mm-hmm. All right, and now this week you play a 1-3 North Mesquite team on the road. So tell us a little bit about what you know about them.
Well, really, they do a good job. They like to run the football. They got 2 backs that are pretty solid. On defense, their front and 7 solid. Their secondary is really good. They run the ball well and tackle well and cover well. Really, they're a mirror image of us, watching the films that we've got on them. And when they play well, they're pretty dang good. And when they don't play well, then they've lost some ball games. And so really it's going to come down to whoever executes on Friday night. And, whoever wants one of those tickets. We've talked to kids about, needing 3 tickets to get to go to the dance. And every time you let one slip away, they get more precious. So whichever team wants one of those tickets Friday night the most and goes out and executes is going to get one.
And it sounds like that if you can get through this ball game and pick up the win, it's a perfect time for an open date.
Yeah, just this time of year you've been beating on each other since August 13th and playing football games. So you've got some little bumps and bruises and things. It's just part of the game, and, kids have handled it well. We've gotten, the training room's not as full every day as when we first started, so their mental toughness is getting better, but you've always got the stuff mid-season when you get that break you can take care of.
Are you getting the impression now, Coach, that you're getting the buy-in? After this past week, maybe not, but are you beginning to feel like these kids are buying in now and understand what you want? And
yeah, they bought in. It's just a process. It's just anything in life is just mainly about your attitude and your approach to it and your effort in getting something done. And so there's a lot of little things that they're having to learn, on how to work to win and that kind of thing. That they're good kids. They've done everything we've asked, and I just continue to, add stuff to them because we just, we don't want to just get better. We want to get a lot better and have the chance to get in the playoffs. And so, we're never going to be satisfied as coaches, and of course as individuals probably not either. So we'll always have room for improvement. But no, I've been proud of them. They show up every day. They go to work. They got a smile on their face, and we'll just continue to fix the things we need to fix and try to get as good as we can get.
Well, Coach, we do appreciate you talking to us. We wish you the best of luck this Friday night when you guys play North Mesquite, and keep on trucking. I know it's difficult when it's the first year trying to get things turned around, but sounds like you guys are making progress.
Yeah, kids are doing good, and we're going to get it done. We just want to get it done sooner than later.
I understand. Coach, thanks very much for coming on with us today.
All right,
I appreciate it. Good talking to you. Yes, sir.
You.
Coach Darrell Piske from the Robert E. Lee Red Raiders on Bryan Houston Sports Radio Live on 99.3 Talk FM.